Swipe.
Yeah, there will be 3 full health patrons.
Nah, so that doesn't even...
So
yeah.
a spell power swipe wouldn't even do it if Reynad goes ahead and makes the maximum amount of patrons. He's obviously thinking through this. Like, he's roped this turn, making sure he doesn't screw anything up. He might even choose to, like, could double interrage the same patron, maybe. I don't think I'd like to see that. We'll have to see which one he goes for.
Right.
Yep.
Look at Zalay's expression versus Reynad's. Reynad is clearly very excited about all these patrons.
And Zalay just even calls well played. Zalay's played tons of patron, and he knows, like, this is a scenario where, oh man, this is not what I wanted to see as a Druid player.
Right. Maybe if you were a Paladin and you had a quality Consecrate, maybe you had a Brawl. Druid probably not running Poison Seeds in this one. So.
Yeah, and if you're Zalay, maybe that's
the swipe too.
Maybe that's a bit of a tilting rope there where you're like, oh, you had the literal perfect cards, and you're roped.
Yeah, so he does actually draw the swipe, which, you know, look at all of his possible outs, but yeah, Reynad is definitely sitting pretty right now on the board with all these patrons.
Yeah, he's going to go for the spell power swipe after deciding that's basically all he had. This should result in 3 patrons, 2 of which are, you know, basically never going to reproduce more patrons.
Yeah, they're not really a threat. They're just going to kind of do their own
They're just
thing.
going to do 3 damage, which, I mean, isn't that much.
Right, so the spell power swipe turned out to be a pretty reasonable move for him.
And now Reynad can make new patrons. He can make, he can end the turn with 4, which looks like what he's going to do. And Zalay's just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Zalay, as you said, Zalay's played a lot of patrons, so I'm sure he's thinking back, like, I've done this to somebody before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, as Druid, a second swipe, obviously nowhere near as effective as the first one.
With it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take out one of the patrons next turn, and then maybe swipe and Keeper of the Grove can stabilize the rest. And after that, I mean, unless Reynad draws Battle Rage next turn, Reynad's running low on stuff.
Right, so Reynad obviously took a very forward, aggressive line of play.
Yeah.
And there is a world where Zalay could punish him for it. Oh, he plays down the Shredder. He's just putting his own stuff on board. Now, I think what's going to be very important here is what's inside that Shredder.
Yeah, what's inside the Shredder, if it's something with less than 3 attack, obviously terrible, terrible things can happen.
Right.
And also this play, the one card it was weaker to was Whirlwind. So you really have to feel for Zalay here. Going for these different percentage plays and just continually getting punished. There's a less than 3 attack minion. Things just do not look up for Zalay from here.
Now on the play,
he's been vocal about this. You know, sometimes better to make less patrons. That way your board is harder to clear.
Zalay's expression, he's just
yeah. Well, Zalay, his plays have been like, well, unless he has second Whirlwind, unless he has second patron, and of course.
Yeah, Reynad. This kind of reminds me of when Reynad got the war song, the Korkron Elite off the unstable portal.
Yeah.
Life coach's face. So he's here, he picks up Savage Combatant, you know, 4 of the patrons. It's still 6 more days. So he chooses to go this route where he...
Okay, so he's going to fill up the board. This way the swipe doesn't make it spawn any extras.
Right, this is really the mark of somebody who has played as much patron as Zalay has, to understand this interaction, because...
If the game were closer, this kind of play could make a huge difference. Now, he will be able to Force of Nature them off next turn, but, oh, and just literally the perfect draws, turn and turn again for Reynad here. He is pushing 12 damage anyway, so maybe some easier stuff would have gotten the job done. And with the slam, I mean, he actually doesn't have lethal with the Warsong Commander. I don't know if he thought he did, but...
My heart goes out to Zalay.
Well, it's only game 1.
Right. He played so... For this match, for the situation he was put into, I feel like he really played it very intelligently to try to give himself a position to get rid of these patrons, because he understood.
Not right.
Reynad kind of hinting that, you know, he didn't actually...
Yeah, I think he thought he had lethal and then realized, oh, okay, hold on a second.
It's all right. Obviously, I miss lethal, like, literally all the time, so...
Right.
Reynad's good. He draws another card off the slam.
Well, you need another Battle Rage.
In case he needs that next turn, it will be available to him.
Yep.
Reynad's got to figure out, you know, is there a way where he can lose?
I don't think so. I mean, he can take Zalay down to 2 now.
Right.
And that's basically territory of if I ever draw another weapon, I win this game immediately.
Right. And, you know, if there was...
Well, there's the combo.
Until that rope. Yeah, so he's going to Force of Nature. And this feels like to me yesterday when Firebat knew he'd lost, but he just played it out anyway. And as you pointed out, this is only
I guess he can armor up. And technically, he's alive.
And this is why he's the #1 point earner in 2015
Yeah,
for North America.
I mean, he is the type of guy, he will play this to the end. He'll see it out. And any minion would kill him here. So
Unstable Ghoul is like, hey.
Unstable Ghoul gets the job done.
Things you don't often hear. Unstable Ghoul with the killing blow.
Yeah, that one damage.